Hello. Alright. Let's check the audio real quick. Hello. I realise it's a bit late and there really aren't many matches I've uploaded in quite a while. A few days it's been. But genuinely, I've after seeing this post by obviously Raymond Van Barneveld, it's tough to imagine him as a genuinely decent player who wants to come back, have a shot at Q School, and I think he's doing it for the fame, for basically for the money, obviously. I don't think he loves the sport anymore. I don't think he likes darts anymore. He just likes to stir up controversy. He just likes money, obviously, and you have to doubt the spiritual sort of efficacy of Raymond Van Barneveld. I mean, obviously he's coming back. I'm gonna switch to the screen here. He's coming back, Raymond Van Barneveld, to make comeback at Q School 2021. He's set to make a sensational return, and he's come back to Q School after, obviously, retiring for a year. He's made a lot of rash decisions before. He announced that he would retire after the Premier League, after his loss, and then he came back, and then he retired again after the World Championships, and then now he's coming back. It's just proof that his emotional stability is low, and while his life is crumbling down, and I do feel sorry for the darts community without his presence, it's overall because he's done something wrong. He's contributed to this error for such a large error, for such a catastrophical thing to happen in his life. It doesn't have anything to do with luck. It has to be a consequential series of decisions that he makes that leads to this decision. If he would have retired at the Premier League then and there, I would have thought that would have been a suitable ending. It was at Rotherham. It was at Rotterdam. I don't know. It was at Rotterdam. He just played his match. He didn't play badly. It was a decent apologies to his fans, and he retired. That's great. He should have left it there. At least I think he should have left it there. But he didn't. Obviously. He didn't leave it there. Let's go back to the screen. He didn't leave it there. That was his problem. He came back. He came back after a few months, and he didn't qualify for many major tournaments. He didn't qualify for match play. He didn't qualify for the World Cup. He wasn't playing much. All he got to was the Pro Tour final against Adrian Lewis. And that wasn't exactly a decent match as well. That wasn't a good match. That was a terrible match. AD got on top of him, and he didn't play well. Obviously, if he would have retired at the World Championship after his loss against Darren Young, obviously, I would have thought that would have been okay as well. However, now he's coming back. I'm starting to doubt whether he's coming back for the money, which I think he is, or actually for his passion for darts. To go out, come back, and go out again, and then come back, that's not logical. Especially for a player, a 53-year-old player who's experienced. He's won major titles. He's beaten Michael van Gerwen a million times, especially in the Grand Slam final. That was a classic. And also the 2016, was it? Quarterfinals. That was a brilliant match. And he's a 5-time world champion. He signed for Target Darts. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? And you're starting to see this sense of arrogance build up from Raymond Van Barneveld as it leads to Q School. He's trying to make everyone scared. He's trying to make everyone think he's a veteran and that he could produce something amazing. He's got the experience. He's a 5-time world champion, so he'll blow it out of the water. Good players don't do tactics. Good players don't play these sorts of things. They don't do that. Form is. I'm starting to forget that phrase. Form is temporary, but class is permanent. Yeah. what Raymond Van Barneveld has to realise is that he's lost his form now. He's not the best player in the world. He'll never be. And he'll never get up to that top tier range. That is pretty evident. And that is true no matter which side you're on. That is a given. Whether he'll come through Q School, I'm not sure. I don't think so, with his arrogance right now. I don't think he'll go through Q School. But the key factor is, leading up to Q School, what he's done, what he's doing, and what he will do, will affect how the darts community responds and treats him as a player. I don't think he's a good player. I don't think he's a good person in general. He divorced his wife. He sold all his trophies and darts because he's apparently a sugar daddy now. And generally, it's not ethical for him to do all of this. He's selling his trophies to be a simp. Basically, that's what's happening. And I realise if this gets a lot of views and this gets seen all over the world, this is a controversial opinion. Not many people agree with me, even though some do. And some very radical opinions believe that he should get a tour guide because he's a legend, apparently. He has to go through the same process. And if he doesn't, and if he fails, if he falls through that hurdle, that process, which is Q School, then he shouldn't be regarded as a player. After he retires, you retire. You don't come back after 6 months saying, I want to have a go again. I want to go back in the professional circuit. What Phil Taylor has done is that he's pre-planned his retirement before the World Championship campaign in 2018. He played well. He got to the final. He lost, unfortunately, to Rob Cross, the deserved winner. And then he just retired after that. But he didn't leave darts at all. He started coaching people. He started playing in more exhibitions. But also he contributed some of his time to his personal life. What Raymond Van Barneveld is doing now is that he seeks the glory again. He wants to win trophies, but does he though? I don't think he does. Another interesting thing here is, alright, let's see. Raymond Van Barneveld says he never wanted to retire as he returns at Q School in bid to make the Worlds. And this quote really agitated me. That's why I wanted to go on this live stream. There will be players with a 60 average. I don't know them. They don't know me. But they know me. And hopefully they'll get really nervous playing me. Like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I mean, sure, you've won many major titles. You're a 5-time world champion. But as your form starts to decline, you can't start to say stuff like that. There's many up-and-coming players who play better than him. Leighton Bennett plays better than him. Think about that. He's playing worse than a 15-year-old. If you're going to have the balls, if you're going to have the courage to step out and say that you're going to go through Q School willy-nilly, you're going to beat all the players in that field, then you've really got a problem with yourself. Even if MVG goes in Q School, it's not going to be an easy ride. I believe that he's going to get a tour card if Michael Van Gerwen goes into Q School. But it's never going to be an easy road. There's a lot of players who average mid-90s, upper 90s, ton pluses. Is Raymond Van Barneveld going to beat that? No, definitely not. And with him having the guts, with him having this sort of arrogance, ignorance, to come out and say, the field's a 60 average, I'm going to beat all of them. And that he's in this prestigious position in which he'll overshadow everyone else. He'll make everyone scared because he's apparently a good player. And a legend figure, perhaps. No. If people aren't scared of Michael Van Gerwen, they wouldn't be scared of Raymond Van Barneveld. He's a good player. Raymond Van Barneveld is a good player. I don't doubt that. But does he have the skills now, in 2021, to go through Q School? I don't think so. The integrity, the skills level, all of that, the experience at Q School, the format. Has he done all of that in quite a while? No, I don't think so. He might have the big stage. He might have big stage experience. He might have experience at winning major titles. But what But when was the last major title he won? It was 6 years ago. It was the Premier League, for God's sake. 6 years. He hasn't won a major title. He hasn't even come close. Raymond Van Barneveld does not have the level, the integrity, and certainly not the skills now to go through Q school. With this arrogance, he's not exhibiting confidence. He's not confident. I don't think so. He's merely exposing his own vulnerabilities through his actions, through his words, and through what he wants to express. He wants people to be scared of him because he knows he doesn't have the skill. That's what it is, and that is the harsh truth of Raymond Van Barneveld now. He lost against Darren Young last year. He hasn't gained the confidence, and apparently now he's coming back. Is it a chance for him to prove himself that he can do it? I don't think so. I think it's just for the media, for people to pick up on him and think, ooh, he still has the skill to go through Q school. He still has the ability to go through Q school. Raymond Van Barneveld was a legend, and he still is, but he isn't. Raymond Van Barneveld was a legend. He is not now. With his actions, what he's done over the course of this year is not only moronic, but evil. What he's done to himself, what he's done to the darts community in general, and how he's assessed the situation of going to Q school or retiring is a failure. It's a debacle. Why has he done that? I don't know. Glory? The feeling of going through Q school, winning something? Maybe. But the deeper meaning behind that, what it shows, is that Raymond Van Barneveld is an arrogant individual who wants to gain glory, who wants to gain some magical thing. I don't know. I don't think he's going to go back on the tour. He's a 53-year-old man, travelling every single week to another location, to a pro tour, and then to a European tour, to big tournaments, to the preparation. He's not ready for it. That's why Phil Taylor was the best player in the world at 50-odd years of age. You could still keep up with it. His last World Championship was 2013, when he famously beat Michael van Gogh in 7-4, Phil Taylor. But after that, he's won many major titles, his last one being the World Match Play. You have to beat a field of 31 other players to win the World Match Play. That is dedication, that is motivation, and that is true, pure skill shown on a dartboard for an extended period of time. Raymond Van Barneveld does not have that. I'm sure of that. Raymond Van Barneveld does not have the skill set, he does not have the ability, he's merely just stating his own opinion, which is false, and he wants everyone to think that he has the skill to go through Q school, but he doesn't. So, what can we take through this? He says, in all fairness, I miss it. Raymond Van Barneveld told Sky Sports news reporter Keith Downey, my future when I gave up the game. You know, I should show this on the screen. In all fairness, I miss it. My future when I gave up the game, I was thinking I was going to do exhibitions, I still see my colleagues, and I still see the fans, and the first 3 months went okay, and then COVID came, and it became worse and worse. So, I think he's got into a depression cycle, and I think it's because of his own fault. He divorced his wife, he became a sugar daddy, he loaded up on expenses. Look at Phil Taylor. He's such a positive figure in the world. Even in this COVID situation, he's done exhibitions. He's done the charity soft tip matches against Fallon Sherrick, against Mikuru Suzuki, and he's having a good time. He did one with Raymond Van Barneveld as well. Why can't Raymond Van Barneveld do that? Why can't he do that? He's a legendary figure. I mean, he might not be a better player than Phil Taylor, but he's still a figure looked up upon in the darts community. Why can't he do that? Why can't he just learn from the people around him with similar experiences? The thing is, he doesn't. He seeks glory. He seeks fame. He seeks sex. I don't know. He has a high libido, if that's what it is called. And what he's doing right now is going through a systematic change where he's trying to appear to other people that he still has a skill. He left very terribly. He left the darts community with shame. He left it in ignominy. and it wasn't great for him. He wants self-confidence, I guess. And while I do think, sure, you can go through Q school, I'm not opposing to that. What he's saying, what he's doing is further proving that he's not a sensible individual. He's not an individual that will benefit the darts community and the darts circle anymore. He might have provided great entertainment 10 years ago. He doesn't now. So, yeah. Also something sort of unimportant to steel tip players. Obviously, it's very important and true to heart to me. The soft tip community has not really. The Darts Live has cancelled the World tournaments, and personally, I was really disappointed. I mean, I understand that with this COVID situation going on, you don't really want players or fans to travel over the world, and obviously behind closed doors isn't great as well, because you're not encouraging spending and it's not going to be sustainable. I get that, but it's just disappointing to players. I wanted to participate in this year's The World. I'm not going to win it. I'm not going to go far in it. I'm not going to go to top 32 or top 64 like most players do. But I just think that it's a worthy experience for me to participate in such a tournament where there's a lot of players in the field, some which I know, and it's just a way to socialise with other people and overall get a good match out of it. I'm a 12-13 rating. I've not been playing soft tip for a month or two, just because I feel like I need a bit of a break on soft tip, but generally I am a bit gutted. So, okay, so I've been live for 18-19 minutes right now, and I'm sure no one really wants to listen to me go on about RVB and what he's done to the darts community again. So I'm going to head off. I'm going to upload this as a video. Thanks to the people who are watching, albeit just absolutely terrible numbers. But it's okay. Let's give it a tally. Alright, I've seen a comment. Maybe he isn't interested in online darts. He's a 5-time world champion, of course. He has what it takes to go through Q school. It only takes 18 darters to go through. Alright, thank you for that. I don't know if you're still here, but I'm going to respond to that. You know what? For Raymond Van Barneveld to come out as a legendary figure, to come out and say that the field is terrible, you can't beat me, so fuck off. That's exhibiting his own shoddiness, if that's a word, and vulnerabilities. There's this brilliant quote, and I don't know if I still have it, but no, I don't. It's by the legend Edward Snowden. He says he once said, when you're criticizing other people, which are your own subjective opinions, when you're criticizing other people with your own subjective opinions based on real facts, obviously Raymond Van Barneveld's opinion fits into this case, it's merely exhibiting your own vulnerabilities and your own weaknesses. The field isn't that shit anymore. It might have been 2, 3, 5 years ago. It's not now. There's many up-and-coming players, especially with the dissipation of the BDO last year. There's still some recurring players that are looking to come through. The winners are not going to be 80-odd averages anymore. 18 darters on a consistent basis will not work, especially for Raymond Van Barneveld. He's been terrible on the doubles. He's been absolutely horrible on his scoring, and I have no idea how he could come through, basically. Obviously he might. The bookies have tipped him to come through, but I don't think so. I really don't anymore. So, yep. Thank you for watching this stream. As always, I have struggled with my words, and that's why I prefer just having a script, remembering it, and then just delivering on camera. But this deserves to be live, so it's just exhibiting and showing my own emotions and opinions. That's what's important, of course. So, alright, we've been streaming for 21 minutes. I'm going to go off now. So, thank you so much for watching. There's going to be videos, there's exams going on for me, so I'm not going to post regularly at the moment. I will come back after March, and I will push out some videos, maybe do some live streams, because that's convenient, and it saves time. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.